Hello and welcome to my video on the SSP and SSSP decrease techniques. Now the SSP stands for slip stitch, then purl those two together, and is a single decrease, which means that the total number of stitches on your needles goes down by 1. It's a left leaning decrease, which means when you look at the front of your knitted work, the SSPs will appear to lean to the left. By the way, even though I'm using circular needles, I'm going to be doing flat knitting, i.e. knitting back and forth. So I'm just doing stockinette stitch at the moment, and I'm on the purl row. The yarn is at the front of the needles and needs to stay there throughout this method. So to do an SSP, what you do is you slip the top stitch on the left hand needle knitwise. So you take your right hand needle up through the top stitch on your left hand needle as if you're going to knit it, but instead of knitting it you just slip that stitch off the top of the needle. You then do exactly the same again, so take your right hand needle up through that top stitch on the left hand needle as if you're going to knit it, but instead of knitting it you just slip it off the top of the needle. And that's 2 stitches slipped knitwise. You then need to transfer these 2 stitches back to the left hand needle. So you take the left hand needle down through those 2 slip stitches, through the front of the loops, and then just transfer those stitches onto the left needle. You're then going to purl these 2 slip stitches through the back of the loop, or P2 tog TBL for short. So if I just turn my work over, you'll be able to see more clearly. So you take the right hand needle up through those 2 top stitches on the left hand needle, like so, and cross the right hand needle in front. And then you basically just do a normal purl stitch, but with 2 stitches. So you're just purling those 2 slip stitches together. You'll then have 1 stitch on the right hand needle when you started with 2 on the left hand needle, therefore making it a single decrease. And now we're going to move on to the SSSP, which is basically the same except we're dealing with 3 slip stitches rather than 2. It's a double decrease, which means that the total number of stitches goes down by 2. So once again we have the yarn at the front of the needles, and you're going to slip 3 stitches knitwise. So you take your right hand needle up through the top stitch on the left hand needle as if to knit, but instead of knitting you just slip that stitch off. The next step is to transfer all of those slip stitches back onto the left hand needle. So you take your left hand needle down through those 3 stitches and transfer them. You're then going to purl all 3 of these slip stitches together through the back of the loop, which can be a little awkward. So I'm going to turn my work over and you take your right hand needle up through the back of all 3 of those stitches. This is called purling 3 together through the backs of the loops, or P3 tog TBL for short. So you take your needle up through those 3 stitches and cross the right hand needle in front of the left. And then you basically just do a regular purl stitch, but with 3 stitches involved. So you've now formed 1 stitch from 3 stitches, therefore making it a double decrease. So I hope this video has been helpful to you, and thank you very much for watching.